house of random, I wouldn't say useless, but just random stuff.
Alaska, and you're going to Chili's to sit down with the fam, and a goddamn robot pulls up and tries to serve you. You're like, excuse me. I'd like to be a gallon of milk that expires, maybe the 23rd, the 24th, instead of, maybe the 15th, the 16th. You know what I'm saying?
You can call me Ev Red, Captain Redbeard, Big Red Bastard, Red Rob Zombie, Son of Ritz. Fuck, we go by a whole bunch of names. What's up, everybody? I know. Hi. uh, ooh, unintentionally. Oopsies. Y'all are probably like, who the fuck is this guy? I haven't seen this guy in like a month. What's up, everybody? Hello, we've returned. Yeah, been off for a month. No particular reason. Um, it just kind of happened that way. Um, but yeah, we'll do a little bit of catching up, I guess. So last time we were tapped in, I think it was it was literally a month ago. It was a week before Mom's birthday. So my sister came out. She visited. I think I was talking about having all these grand ideas and plans. Yeah, so I had a whole bunch of time off. I had like a week or something like that off. Yeah, the 7th through the 11th. So, yeah, like 4 or 5 days off. And I don't get me wrong, it was a great time. Got to spend time with the family, celebrate Mom's birthday and everything. But I didn't make anything or record anything. And I wish I did because I was supposed to. I wanted to record a podcast with my sister. Didn't end up doing that. I think the week that she came out, I was like, oh yeah, I'll get a podcast with her and then I'll get some with the homies. I had all these plans and ideas and none of it happened. So that's what that week was. And then, fuck, I mean, it's pretty much been same old with like a little bit of new shit mixed in, So like 75% same old, 25% new. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot, but at the same time, not really doing anything. I've just been working, still working at the same grocery store. Actually, what's today? The third. So the first was my 2 year anniversary. So, clocked in 2 years. I did not think I'd be working there that long. I mean, I didn't really have any plans for it to begin with. I mean, I just got the job 2 years ago because my sister had already previously been working there. And, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So she was already working there. So then I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm broke. I've been broke. Haven't worked since the pandemic. Literally March or April of 2020 was the last time I had worked. And I hadn't worked since then. So then it was September 22. And I was like, all right, well, shit. Time to get a job, sweaty. So that's what we did. And we've been doing it ever since. Spent the first basically 3 months from like September because I started working like the second week in September. So I pretty much did 3 months in the produce department, which that was fun. Super easy. Nobody expected anything of me. I'm just the produce kid, just tossing out fucking vegetables and berries and shit. That was nice. That was fun. And then I got drafted over into customer service slash like checking just at like the front of the store. Front end is what it's called. And then we've been doing that pretty much almost 2 years now because that started in sometime like January of 23. So, ooh, sorry guys, my lower back, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just one of those days. I don't know if it happens to y'all, but sometimes my lower back, not usually my upper back, but my lower back just gets really fucking sore. And it's not necessarily like I'm like doing something that I could pinpoint of that's why my back hurts. It's just kind of like a general ache and a general soreness that's like progressed through the day. So that's why I keep like readjusting, kind of wincing a little bit. My lower back just kind of hurts. But anyway, so I've just been working. That's pretty much all I've been doing. We're over 2 years now at the grocery store. So what the tentative and what is going to happen plan is, um, I guess it's random rambles. There's no order. So we're doing a whole bunch of fun stuff in the near future. One of which is going to be including quitting my job, the one I'm currently at. So I think last we were talking about it, and in July and stuff, I was waiting on this heating and cooling company, which I still am, as far as I know, still on the table. They got E's number. It's just a matter of them getting their shit together, and then they reach out to E. So that's still, cooking on the back burner. But right now, I need something more in the moment, more present, more active. So what's going to happen is I guess, the first step, calendarically, calendarically. The first thing that's happening that's gonna be fun, new, and exciting is this weekend. So this is recorded. Today's the 3rd, September 3rd, and right now it's 10. I'm recording for like a few minutes. So it's Tuesday night, basically. Then this Sunday, the 8th, is going to be Gray Day 2024. So the Suicide Boys, uh, Puya, a few other artists, Denzel Curry. Let me find out, actually. I mean, I know the artists that are on there. I'm just drawing a blank right now. Most importantly, the one I obviously care the most about is it's the Suicide Boys. So I'm looking really forward to that. There we go. So it's gonna be Suicide Boys, Denzel Curry, Puya, dude named Harper, no idea. Dude named Ecstasy, no idea. And then Shakewell. So the big ones I'm excited for are Suicide Boys, Denzel Curry, and Shakewell. So that's gonna be fucking sick. So that's gonna be on Sunday. I'm gonna go see the boys. Last year I saw them in October, and it was it wasn't bad. Could have been better. Overall experience, solid 6 probably out of 10. It was seeing the boys was awesome. First concert I've really gone to. I mean, I technically went to a beach house concert in high school, but that was I fell asleep partly through it, and then B, it was more the genre of music is called sub pop, which is just like very dreamy. Think of like a more woo woo wah wah like Lana Del Rey, if that makes sense. So instead of it being like necessarily about sadness or whatever the fuck, it's more of like that voice, that kind of cadence, but the just woo wah wah. I can't really put it to words anyway. Really love that kind of music. And so I saw them years ago in high school. But like I said, it was like a sit down concert. And to this day, I don't know what it is. Probably an adaptation of like grade school throughout. Mama, what are you doing? I have a mama kitty in my room. Her name is Laverne. She's actually Clementine's mom, Nuggy, who we'll get to it, but we'll be seeing shortly. But anyway, that's her mama, and she's in here with me, and she was just climbing up the wall. I'm like, what are you doing over there, mama? Just being a goofball. But anyway, so that music, very sleepy time. And for whatever reason, to this day, if I don't move for like 20 minutes, give or take, and I'm already kind of not locked in with something, I could fall asleep. So, I mean, I remember that shit happening back in high school and in middle school. Middle school, not as much, but definitely more in high school when I didn't give a fuck about grades and I was just doing other bullshit. Yeah, I'd just fucking turn off after like 20 minutes. So that happened at the Beach House concert, which is technically the first concert I went to with like friends, not like with my family. Because I saw like Casey and the Sunshine Band, Big Time Rush. Shout out Big Time Rush. I saw them in like the San Diego fair or whatever, but they were already playing there and it was like free show. And I went because my mom and my sister were also with me, and it was because they wanted to see those people. So, Yapatry aside, last year, 2023 grade A was like the first concert I've been to. And that one, it was, but I'm excited this year. Like I said, it's Sunday. We're going solo dolo again. So that's going to be interesting. Not at the same place it was last year. So I think that's why I'm a little bit more excited. Because last year's venue was just really stupid. And I talked about it before, but basically, you funnel down. It was the biggest, or one of the biggest, if not the biggest, venue that they performed at during the tour last year. It was like 20 something. I think it was 22,000 people were at the Phoenix show last year. So it felt like a lot of people. Anyway, filter 20 something thousand people through like a farm that's like a one way each way that then comes to a four-way red light or like a four-way stop that then leads like a one way to the horrible logistics of thousands and thousands of people being there. Horrible logistics. This one is at a different place, and I Googled it already, and I looked at it. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Not the same shitter place that it was last year, because that sucked. So, yeah, I'm glad it'll be somewhere else. That's got me excited. So we got that popping off. And real quick, I just want to make sure we're recording. We are bad, perfect. The only reason why I want to check, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but we got some upgrades. But anyway, with the timeline, we got that coming up this weekend, which I'm excited about. Got the whole weekend off, so working a gripless schedule. I had Thursday off of last week. That was my only day off after working. I don't even know how many days before that together. So I've been working currently every day since Friday, and then I work until Thursday. So I got Wednesday and Thursday left. Then I'm off Friday through at least Sunday, maybe Monday. I can't remember what days I took off versus what days they gave me, but I know for sure I got Friday, Saturday off, which is nice. So I'm gonna go to that, and then afterwards, so the plan now, the tentative plan now is twofold. A, I'm going to save up from now, meaning early September, up until basically this time November. So basically for the next 2 months, aside from the Suicide Boys concert, going to going to visit my sister, and then there's something. Oh, that's right. Then getting the travel stuff set up to go see her, which we'll talk about as well. There's basically like a handful of expenses through the next 2 months that I can easily have. I easily should be able to have them taken care of, squared away, and still save money up because I can't do another corporate retail holiday. I can't. I can't. The fucking Christmas music, the crunch, the intensity, the scheduling, just I can't do another holiday season. I've done two of them already. I can't do a third one. It's just, and even before the first job that I had from like 17 to 20, even that had like a holiday rush, even though that was a theater mixed with like dining, but it was like a Broadway theater, not the movie theater. But that kind of had, it had its own Christmas show and Thanksgiving show, and that had a whole seasonal rush, which was ugh. But in the food industry, but goddamn, dude, the retail industry and the music and the people, I can't. I can't. So I'm gonna have Halloween off because I've been working since I've worked pretty much every single holiday. I mean, fuck, I worked Monday on Labor Day, which I don't give a fuck. I got paid holiday pay, whatever the fuck that means. I just know it means more. I'm not too pressed about that, but I just bring it up. Point being, I work every fucking holiday. I worked last year on Thanksgiving. Like we were open on Thanksgiving, and I worked Thanksgiving from like 8 to noon or some bullshit like that. So I've worked literally every holiday, minus Christmas. Worked Christmas Eve. Fuck, I've worked New Year's Eve. Like we've worked every fucking holiday for the past over 2 years now. So I'm good. I can't. I'm not. I can't. So we're taking Halloween off, not working Halloween. It's also going to be like a prelude, beginning celebration of being done with this. So from now until early November, we're just going to save up all of our money as much as we can. Then I'm going to cash out, put in my 2 weeks probably a little after halfway through October because I want to end it because I'm gonna go see my sister basically for a week from the 11th until the 18th of November. So I don't want to quit necessarily at the end of October, but I definitely want to be done before I go to visit. So I'm thinking cashing out probably the first week or so, like literally calendarically, or whatever you want to say, 60 days from now, be it the third, fourth, fifth, range of November. That's when we'll be officially cashed out. Um, so I'll have that money saved up, go through the holiday season, and then the work pivot. It, it depends on how things go, but the work pivot is going to be. Oh, that was the other expense. We're gonna we're gonna look into slash security basically. So I've come to the realization, and I've looked into it on the surface level. There's not that many qualifications to do security. There's a whole wide range of different kinds of security. And what I looked at is like the bare fucking bones, like bare minimum that you need to be able to be in the security field, we'll say, or the security force, workforce, whatever you want to say. The bare minimum of that already starts off making like $3 to $4 north of what I'm making currently, up into the mid to high 20s. Fuck, I even saw them that was doing like 30 an hour, and that one wasn't that crazy. The big thing, obviously, or the main thing, similar with other jobs, is you basically just have to have certification for that field in order to get into that field. So like with other things like forklift certification, I don't know why it's the first one that came up to me. Probably because all the memes, but shit like that. CDL, driving for big rigs, delivery services like UPS, FedEx, shit like that. That all those require different things. They have to get licenses, whatever, in order to actually get into the field. So, from the little bit of research that we've done already, you basically, I'm in Arizona, you basically just get there's different levels, but what I'm shooting for right now is just getting my basic level, we'll call it class A, bare minimum guard card. So what that entails is I can do an online or physical class. It's an 8-hour class or course, whatever you want to call it. At the end of that, I get my certification, and then I have to go through, I guess, some red tape, for lack of a better term. Like I gotta go get fingerprinted and do like a handful of other things in order to get like fully certified. But once I have the guard card, and depending on the class, the degree, whatever, then I can actually start applying to all these different positions, different jobs within the security field, and have that popping off. So I've been thinking about this for a minute, and like I said earlier, the end game and the move is still to do the heating and cooling and to get into the trades and do that. Um, I still want to do that, and that's still on, like I said, on the back burner. But in the meantime, like I said, I can't do much more of what I'm doing right now, and it's been very difficult to try and branch out of what I'm doing right now, just as far as posting stuff online and like trying to. I've gone through a lot of shit trying to find literally everything else, any and everything else to do other than what I'm doing right now, and it has been a fruitless venture. But I have hopes in the security, and I've been talking to a few people about it who are in the position, and they said similar things from what I also understood and looked into. One of the people themselves, so one of the security guard, who's the armed guard, shout out Todd. He moved. He's with a different company now. Speaking of money and shit, shout out to Todd because he's the armored for our store. That motherfucker just went with another company, like a competitor armored company, making 5 bones more an hour on top of what he's currently making, plus all this other bullshit. And because his homie referred him and his homie get a hookup. Crazy, crazy. I don't know what his going rate already is for doing armed security, but he literally has like a blicky of some kind or like a taser or whatever, is the dude that walks in, goes behind the register, whatever kind of setup, and takes and exchanges money, right? And the big old armed security trucks, whole nine, right? So we'll say buddy makes like 20 an hour, but competition, they're paying him 25 plus all these other great benefits. So he's like, yeah, I'm out. I'm doing that. So he transferred, did that. Shout out you, Todd. Fucking sick. Anyway, he was telling me basically that there's even companies that will pay you to do the training. Like you apply to work for them. If you don't have the required stuff, they will pay for it. But like I said, I already looked into it, and the field that I'm trying to get into, or at least, yeah, I guess my entry point is about $100, give or take, depending on the testing, depending on some other factors. But give or take, all said and done, around $100 to get my guard card. So that's what I want to do. And one of the other security guards, who's just security for the store and for the lot, the plaza, I guess you'd say, they got. I was like, so how'd you get into it? And like, I was just applying to jobs. I applied there, didn't have my guard card. They paid for it, did the training, and here I am. So that was another example of like, oh, okay. So if you go with whatever, then that. So I'm not necessarily waiting on that. I don't mind, and I will go out of my way. I'll probably do it this weekend because I have a whole bunch of time off. But yeah, I'm gonna get the guard card. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna get my guard card and then actively pursue more security jobs more intently and just focus on doing that. One of two things will happen. Either I'll get a job between now and the time I'm trying to quit, and I'll be able to quit earlier while still obviously working, having money, schedule for everything, yada, yada, yada. Or what I'm also partially saving up for and banking on is taking off the holidays and then getting active in January and really trying to find something in January because I'm not entirely sure. This is a new field. I've obviously never done anything like this before. My background is just fast food and retail so far, my customer service. So I've never done anything like this, but for what I've seen with my own eyes, for what I talk to people about, and from what I've looked up, it seems to be paying more than what I'm doing now, and on the whole, usually largely requiring a lot less than what I currently do. Um, we'll just say I've seen the people that do security at our place and seeing them and like this person's a fucking security guard. Tap me the fuck in, bro. If this shitter can do it, I can do it. I'm not throwing any shade. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying it gave me hope seeing them in that kind of position because if they're able to be in something like this, I know for sure that I am. You know, because we have like a lot of veterans or more like retired age people that will be doing positions. I'm like, dude, if this Vietnam veteran dude, all respect to him, fucking Jack over here, can hold down the line and work fucking security and walk a parking lot and sit in the shade and drive a car at night. Like, motherfucker, I can do that. Tap me the fuck in, chief. What the fuck? I'll even stand it like this. Like, tap me the fuck in, bro. I am so down. So, yeah, that's going to be the pivot here soon. Basically, after the concert, because I have maybe, like $100 probably on me right now. Not necessarily saved up, but just from last week's paycheck. I get paid tomorrow. So then that money I have will largely go to the concert if I want to get anything, whatever the fuck. So I'll have a couple hundred bones for that. Um, and then after that, I'll basically look more into and set aside time to do the guard card, get my guard card, then just be gripless, apply to a whole bunch of security positions, different companies, whatever the fuck. And like I said, I'll hopefully either get something before or after the holiday season. Either way, I plan on having money saved up. Because, yeah, just not having money and not working just won't do. I was complacent with that before, like from the pandemic, and like I said, up until late 2022, I was complacent with not working and still shit working out. But after working for 2 years solid, like solid, with a crazy schedule and work hours, part of me almost is afraid of not working now and not making money, and I feel like I know that's a big part of why I've been kind of felt like I've been trapped and I haven't felt like I've been able to get out of the situation that I've been in, as I feel like there's a very strong financial stranglehold uh, tied to that. And as much as I have my fuck it days and how much I just want to like tell the person who's being a cunt, like stop being a fucking cunt, and I just want to walk out the door, I know in the back of my head, I'm like, dude, I can't afford to do that. I don't have the privilege, honestly, to be able to say, fuck you, fuck this, I'm done. I still kind of just have to eat this shit and then just be smarter financially until I can get myself out. Because I'm at that point. I've been at that point, as y'all know, of just being over it. But at the same time, I can't just pull the plug, which is shitty. Because it'd be nice to be able to do that. But like I said, I'm just not in that position to be able to do that, to be able to have that work. Thankfully, I had other stuff that I was paying for that, some later day I'll probably explain more about. But long story short, I was doing like $100+ payments a month for the past year. Finished those up earlier in the month. Oh, that's another thing. I I guess they, for whatever reason, I don't know why it wasn't this way before. Fucking stupid. And also, I think it correlates with. I think one of the last things I talked about was being ageist and like driving abilities and stuff. So I guess the feds have been hearing me. They updated the new license thing, so now it's a travel ID, but the catch is that now can be used for federal identification. So before, I'm not sure if people noticed or really gave a shit, but like you're or knew, I'm sure people know, like adults, but I mean there's baby adults like me. Anyway, previously your old license, you get 16, 18, whatever the fuck, that it would say at the top, not valid for federal identification, whatever the fuck. Even though it's literally your mugshot, your name, your specs, where you live, whether or not you can donate fucking body parts, whatever, right? Pretty, what you would think would be solid information to, validate governmentally. For whatever reason, that wasn't a thing, but now they recently updated it. So by May of 2025, you have to have this new version of the license, has a little star in it. Same fucking specs. Also weird though, my mom pointed out, and I didn't even really notice, they took the color away. So all my other previous IDs and my license that I had before I renewed it most recently, all of them were just in color, like regular. For whatever reason, the new one, travel ID, black and white. So I don't know what that's about. But anyway, and not only can you use that as a form of federal identification, i.e., I think akin to level like a passport or something. Maybe not necessarily internationally, or maybe I'm not quite sure, but it allows you to travel in ways with your license that you weren't able to really do before, and it substitutes some other kind of thing. We renewed our license, and I got it Friday a couple weeks ago on 8/16/24. So I thought that was kind of cool. That was kind of tits. Yeah, I took an L on the chin though. Had to pay like $110 for the last little bit of service when I only used the service for about a week. And then they told me, the company was like, "Yeah, just hit up customer service, file a report, and we're not saying you will get your money back, but you should get your money back." Blah 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 blah. Hit them up, nothing, crickets, which I half expected. But like I told them in the report or complaint, whatever you want to call it, I was like, "Look, I've been a good boy. I'm at the tail end. I'm literally on for another fucking not even a week. Do I have to pay? Because I paid for the next month, 30 days. So I was like, do I have to be charged for the whole month? Can I not just do like a partial payment? Can I get refunded?" Nothing. Crickets chirp. Nothing. So took an L on the chin for that. But we got the new license. So now I got it on a cool date, but then also it expires in the 2030s. I can't remember which one specifically. I want to say maybe like 6 years from now. So like maybe it's either 6 or 8 years from now. So it'll either be in like 2032 or maybe 34. I'd have to check my ID again, but basically my ID, I have to get it renewed in not a forever time from now, which I was very happily surprised to see. And like I checked, I was checking it, I was looking. Uh, Part of my customer service sometimes requires ID for people to do certain transactions, and I was looking at this lady's ID confirming information, and I noticed that obviously she got the new update, and then hers she had to re up in 2029, but her birthday was like 1938. So I'm very glad. She's a sweet woman, kind of based and raw. She's like, "Are you married?" I was like, "No." I'm like, "Do you have kids?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Good. Keep it that way." And I was like, "Oh." She's like, "Don't get married till you're older. If you can, don't have kids." I was like, "Oh, damn, this is coming from Grand." She's like, "Don't do it." She's like, "Don't get me wrong. It's a blessing, this, that, and the third, but it's also like a huge whatever the fuck." And I was like, "Oh, okay." That's kind of, I find it very interesting. People who are parents and have that perspective of don't become a parent. I find that very fascinating. But yeah, Anyway, I noticed on hers, she has to re up in 2029. So I was like, oh shit, that's only like 5 years from now. That's decent. That's good. That's what you like to see. So I guess the feds were listening when E was bitching about, like, how come theoretically you could go from the age of 16 until 65 and never, like, if you don't fuck up, whatever, and you could just have the same shitty habits for like 40, 50 years. How does that work? I guess somebody else other than E that has power to pull the levers and switches was like, huh, yeah, it's kind of fucked. We should probably patch that. We should probably nerf that. So I believe it's 32. I want to say it's in 2032. I have to re up and get my new one, which I'm not pissed about. I'm not miffed because if it goes by the date that you got yours, I'll be like 32 or 33 by the time I re up. So I'm not that pressed. I actually prefer it that way because that way there's some kind of accountability on behalf of, just the drivers in general. Um, I didn't have to like do an eye test or anything like that. It was just going in, reinstating, I guess, my license, and then taking a picture, updating the information, and then boom, travel ID. So I'm not sure if in 2032 if they'll do an eye test as well, whatever the fuck. But yeah, that was a pleasant surprise to see. I was like, finally, bro, because there are some dog shit drivers out here, and to think that they could be driving for decades horrendously is just a scary thought. I'm gonna let you out, Miss Mama. Come here, Bubba. Oh, my back. Come here. There you go, sweetie. Spoops. Spoops. And she was looking at the door like, please, somebody get me out of here. This yapping is too much. But yeah, that's another thing that happened. That was fun, cool, exciting, new. Got my license renewed, I guess, or I got the new, and I got on 8/16/24. I just thought it was a cool date. Initially, I was going to get it on the 14th, but then because it's a federal thing, you have to have like either your birth certificate or I think a passport or something like that, some other kind of information to confirm who you are in order to get the ID. And I didn't know that when I first went in to get it. So I was like, oh fuck. And then I worked the day after that. So it just kind of all worked out. I don't know. I thought it was cool. 8/16/24 and then 8/16/32 is when I get it renewed, or I guess whatever the fuck. So yeah, that's cool, fun, exciting. Took care of that, and then yeah, like I said, I've just been working. Haven't really been doing all that much. Been streaming. We're on day 217, I think, is what tonight will be after this. I might be wrong. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me. It's like 217 or 218. One of those two. That's been really fun. Which reminds me, we got our. This is another new exciting fun thing. We got our first ever affiliate promotion thingy. Basically, shout out TTV, twitch.tv/Fall Cargo, the homie Cargo. I don't know how he found out about it, but it's an energy drink or an energy drink company, Dubby. Check it out, Debbie. The link will be in the description. Click the link right in the next few days, actually. If you click the link below in the description, you'll get 20% off your whole order. Okay. Or you could alternatively use code TTV Sauce. But I think if you go through the link, it automatically will do it for you and it'll take care of everything. So you don't have to like do an extra step. But anyway, Cargo is like, yeah, dude, you should check out this company, Dubby. They're basically looking for people to like sponsor, promote, brand deals with, whatever the fuck. I applied and I got accepted. So apply, I'll probably get accepted. And I was like, all right, whatever, because we've been streaming every day, and we'll have about steady amount of followers. Just the last hurdle is viewership of 3 or more people on average for some duration. That's the last little schmurp we've been on. So we aren't affiliated or have any kind of revenue stream coming from Twitch as of right now, or like through that kind of stuff, or donos really either. But I applied with Dubby. I was like, all right, I guess I'm technically a content creator. Feels gross saying that, but I am, doing this and uploading it online, and people don't know who the fuck, but somebody's watching this shit. So I threw my hat in the ring. I was like, all right, fuck it. What's the worst I could do? Say no, fuck you, eel sauce? Like, all right, cool, thanks, dude. So threw the hat in the ring, and then they got back to me, and they're like, boom, here you go. here's a creator or make up your own creator code. Here's a code for you as well to get like it's I forget what you call it, like a partner code basically. Use this to get stuff off, whatever the fuck. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. So then we got it. What I personally did, I just got the shaker. I don't have it with me; it's in my room right now. But I got a shaker and three like flavor packs, like sampler packs. Um, that to me was the most worth it one, and I did pay out my own money. I would never promote anything that I not only fucked with, but hadn't put my own skin in the game for thus far. I'm not going to promote something just because somebody gives it to Eve for free. Oh, check out this thing, it's awesome. I got it for free. This thing's fucking awesome. Like, nah, we're not. We don't do like that. So we went, bought after we got affiliated or whatever you want to say. Um, Went, bought some, used the code, tried it on stream. It was actually genuinely really good. I'm gonna re up and get some more. Um, it's really good. I got another promo code thing where I get another free shaker with a purchase like a tub or some other kind of thing. So I'm gonna use that to recently get all different kinds of shakers popping. But yeah, so we technically have our first sponsor or promotion kind of thing. We haven't made any money yet, but I'm not really that concerned about it. From what I've read, not necessarily a contract, but there hasn't, at least what's been expressed to me, there's not necessarily uh, I guess maybe I'm on the lower end of content creators. So right now, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of expectations for me set. Like, for example, Cargo's like, oh, yeah, did you get the email for this from them? Or like, oh, yeah, they emailed me blah, blah, blah about something. And then I check my email and like, nope. The only email I have is from when I registered for the affiliate program and then getting accepted for that. And then other than that, it'd be like my orders that I've gotten from the website. But they haven't reached out to me or anything like that. So I feel like we're just a lower level content person. So I didn't see anything being like, you need to sell a certain amount or you need to have this by this or da 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 da. It seems so far, very lax, easygoing. Just, if you fuck with the content and you want to support us, you can go check out the sponsor. Helping them helps me out. So, and the more people, obviously, the whole affiliate thing is the more people, the more eyes that like go to the place or get stuff from the place and they see that the source is that, they'll fucking, okay, put more shine on that. So, it's all cyclical. I'm not obviously the first person by any stretch to do like affiliate marketing, but here we are. Go check out Dubby. Do better, be better, Dubby. It is good. And I don't normally, and I hadn't before, really fucked with because it's an energy supplement drink, so it's not like a Monster or a Red Bull. It's nothing. I've seen promotional stuff where they do have cans, but at least around me, I haven't seen any cans on shelves or retail or anything. But it's like a powdered supplement energy drink, similar to like Gamer Supps, G Fuel. It's like that concept. But theirs is focused on, and it really is true after trying different kinds of caffeine and different energy drinks, whatever. Theirs really is just focused pure. They somehow basically just were able to focus on the energy aspect of energy drinks to where you have that feeling of like alertness, focus, but then you don't have the jitters. At least me personally, it's also advertised, but like you don't have the jitters, you don't have like a caffeine crash. It was honestly a really, really good product, and the effect lasted a long time. Like I drank an energy drink that may or may not have been a competitor energy drink earlier tonight, and I can already tell like the effects aren't as strong as they were a couple hours ago when I had finished it. But if I were to have a dubby, oh, I'd still be in a good way. I'd still be wired. I'd still have energy. I'd still whatever. So that's nice because, and I want to start using it more, experimenting with it more. But I think I've talked about it before, but long story short, despite all the yapatry and outward seeming energy that I can have, most often I probably contributes to why I sleep a lot, but I just can be very lethargic and like tired all the time. So a couple of years ago, when I was getting medicated for like ADHD and depression and stuff like that, I try to combat. I looked up online. I'm like, what's the best way to combat like fatigue and lethargy? and all sources are pointing to caffeine and using certain dosages of caffeine in order to help combat that. And so at the start, it was nice. I just had caffeine pills from Amazon. I think it was like 200 milligram caffeine pills or something like that. Granted, probably the dosage was way too high. But long story short, after using a caffeine supplement for a few weeks to a month, I just noticed that like my heart rate and my chest it was not what I was trying to feel. Didn't build a dependence or anything like that. Didn't have caffeine withdrawal, thankfully. But it's been a couple years since I've really used caffeine regularly. And thus far, from the little experience that I've had with Debbie, it seems to be the best parts of what I was trying to get to begin with, where it's just like clean energy, basically, where I'm focused, I'm energized, but then I don't feel like my heart's racing like a million miles a minute. I don't have a hard time falling asleep. I'm not staying up for extra time because I'm tossing and turning. It really was just clean, just I guess caffeine. So I do plan on getting more flavors. The flavors are really good. I'm gonna get a tub of beach and peach, I believe is what it's called. Really good peach flavor. And like I said, it's like a powder and it has other vitamins in it, so it's not carbonated. You can pour it into anything, but obviously just drink it out of the shaker they gave me. But yeah, we officially have a sponsor, so the link will be in the description for the sponsor, Debbie. I'm not sure for because again, this is coming from Cargo, but we and it also said on my end as well, but it didn't specify on my account. But I'd say probably through the end of the week, I think is the 20% off, and I think the code goes back down to 10% off, like how it was normally. So this is going to go up tomorrow, Wednesday. So I'd say probably by the end of the week, if you want to take advantage of the 20% off, it's probably the amount of time you have. If not, you still get 10% off and still supports me, supports the sponsor. Lets the sponsor know, like, hey, he's got some movement. He's doing some shit. So I appreciate you guys for, even just checking it out. Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff, merch, stickers, drinks, like containers and shit. So yeah, so far I've been fucking with Debbie and they've been fucking with me, I guess. But yeah, that's another fun, exciting thing that happened. Been sponsored for the past. I mean, it happened in the 200s, so some maybe like 2 weeks or something like that. Week and some change, probably. That we've been sponsored or been doing that. I don't know what the proper term is because I'm small time and nobody's like really. At least nobody used the link yet on that end. I'm not sure if people have like checked out the website through the link or whatever the fuck. I'm not sure. I don't see those analytics, but yeah, from what I understand, I'm just a little fish in a big pond, and we don't have a lot of motion yet. But I'm not too pressed. I'm just excited to finally have a sponsor or an affiliate link, whatever the fuck. So again, shout out Cargo, twitch.tv/Cargo, because without him, I would have had no idea, honestly. And it's mad funny how like technology listens to you or whatever, because now my Instagram timeline is flooded with like either the stories or the actual ads through the timeline are just flooded with Debbie and like become a sponsor. Debbie is looking for people. Become blah, 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 blah. I'm like, motherfucker, this would have been nice like X amount of time before. I'm already plugged in. I'm already tapped in. The fuck you mean? I don't need to see this ad. I'm doing the thing. I'm promoting the shit you're selling. So I just thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, so we got that popping, and then like I said earlier, mid-November for a week, I'm gonna go visit Kaylin. I'm excited. I'm gonna go see Nuggy too, sweet little Clementine. So I'm very excited to see them. And like I said earlier, at this point, I'm gonna do a dual setup, have both. So basically, I'm gonna get a rig set up for portable mobile streaming, i.e., because I already have most of the stuff for it. But it'll be shitter laptop, microphone, uh, webcam. That's pretty much all I'll need, and then a second monitor. That's all I'll need to stream from like the house, basically, or wherever we're staying at. Which I think it's the house, her house. Um, so I'll have that for at home, but then I also want to do IRL streams or like mobile streams. So I'm looked into, and I'm just basically gonna get like a shitter, a couple $100, because all I need is a phone with service that will be streaming from, and I guess maybe another phone. I'll look into it, but I think another phone. I think one phone is what you stream from, and the other one's like what you read chat from. I'll have to look into it, but yeah, the barrier to entry for both ways of doing it more portably. I have a lot of the stuff already set up for it as a part of my gear and my setup anyway. So I'll basically just have to get like a shitter phone, shitter laptop, and I should be good to go. Um, get a shitter monitor from like Goodwill or something like that, like $5. Um, get that set up, and then that way I can stream because I don't plan on breaking the streak just because I'll be on vacation. I do plan on streaming. I got a whole bunch of content I want to bang out. You guys will see in the future after it comes out, after I'm there. Don't want to dox myself. I mean, it's not like we're big time or anytime, and we'll probably be streaming IRL too. But you'll see later the content that we will be filming. But I'm excited for that. And yeah, that's pretty much the recap thus far where we're at. Like I said, a lot of old, a little bit of some new sprinkled in, some future plans, some shit happening this weekend, which I'm excited about, of course. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna lock the fuck in. Um, I've been getting gripless hours, like I said before, the past couple weeks, and that's because like people schedule, going back to school, vacation, whatever the fuck. So I'm not that upset about it now, or I mean, in a way, I'm actually grateful for it because I know these are the kind of hours, especially right now, that the paychecks I'll need to have basically for either or of quitting not working or quitting doing something else. Either way, the hours I'm getting now are perfect for what I plan on doing of just saving up as much as possible, being a workhorse, and then getting the fuck out. So, yeah, that's where we're at currently right now. Security, waiting on the electrician thing to pop off, and just doing content. I on this channel at least pretty fell off pretty hard. I didn't plan on taking a month off. It just kind of happened, and I think I've said it before, but the can kicking can become very easy to do. And like the first week when my sister came out, I was like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then that turns into being at the end of the week. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck it. It's already Sunday. Might as well just wait, record something later in the week, upload that, whatever. So then that's what happened. And then over the course of the month, too, there were a few times that I wanted to record and I didn't want it to feel like this, but it did feel like it, and part of why I didn't record. But it just kind of, I looked at it like a chore or an obligation, which I never want to do with the content. Like, I do this because I want to, and because it's fun, and I'm having a good time. And, eventually we'll get sponsors and brand deals, whatever the fuck, right? The money will come eventually, I know, but I didn't want it to become something that I look at as a job or an obligation or whatever. And my mindset the past couple weeks from, working, not recording and doing stuff, I did kind of feel a few days where I was like, I could record, but I'm not really in the mood. This does feel like another chore. It's like, oh, I got to work X amount of hours, get off, come home. Even though, ironically, what I looked in the past couple weeks negatively and didn't end up doing is the same thing today, but the opposite, where it's like I went to work, got off work, came home, fucked around for a little bit, and then pretty much started recording from that. And then I'm going to go stream after this, whatever the fuck I work tomorrow. So I guess it was just my mentality, where I was at, my headspace. So there were a couple times where I was like, I just don't. Also, again, doubting myself, not really knowing what to talk about, and the topics that I did want to talk about, so much time had elapsed, or it felt like so much time had elapsed. It's like not even I necessarily cared that much, you know? Like, recap on old stuff. Cody Co, still piece of shit. He most likely did what the allegations are for. Allegedly, he most likely allegedly did that. Whole bunch of shit happened from him stepping away from companies to people working with their companies stepping away and whole bunch of stuff. Dr. Disrespect, the two-time back-to-back cheating on his wife, talking to underage people inappropriately. He's returned, and a whole bunch of people have no problem with it. Crazy. Zillakami turns out he cleared some allegations with regards to one person, but then it's like, wait, but what about this other individual? That one hasn't been cleared. Similar stuff with Cody Co. Um, yeah, long story short, people are still fucked up, and there's people that'll still support that, and then there's people that won't. So those were basically the big stories that I was going to talk about. But then at the time, more time progressed, and I felt like it was less and less. Not that I'm trying to be topical or anything like that, but I mean, the past few episodes had been, or at least some things do focus on current events. We're still figuring out the channel, all right? Don't think that just because we had been uploading regularly for the better part of a year and whatnot. Don't think that we have any clue what we're doing, all right, my guy? We're still fumbling around in the dark. I don't know what the fuck direction we're doing, but we're here, we're kicking it, we're doing it. I wanted to, and I did, because I think another thing I said was that I was going to come back and we'd have like interviews with other people or on the mountain, whatever the fuck. That didn't pan out either. I went Friday up to the mountain because I worked a pointless 8 to 12. Didn't need to be there. Whatever, more hours. I got basically 40 hours last week, so I believe that goes on this paycheck, so that'll look nice. Anyway, got off around noon, went up to the mountain. It was really fucking hot. It's been hot, but it's really hot down at the lower quarter or a third of the mountain. Then the higher up you go, the cooler it gets. I'm sure people understand how mountains work. As I'm driving up, it slowly starts to rain, and then that rain turns into downpour, torrential, to the point where I get to where I want to record. Not only can you not see shit in the background because it's all doom, gloom, and gray, it's fucking cold and drizzling, and the wind's blowing, and the picnic tables are all soaked. So the ideas that I have in my mind, I haven't been able to express them or bring them out to fruition, in part because of myself restricting myself, but also in part to things I can't control, like the weather, nature, whatever. Because the spot we will be recording in, maybe this weekend, probably, depending on how the weather is, it's a beautiful spot on the mountain that overlooks the valley and the other side. It's fucking gorgeous. But you couldn't see it, and it was cold, wet, and rainy, and I wasn't there for that. So it was cold, wet, and rainy. Well, it was a two-part. I want to. I've been trying to. We scrapped the first iteration, but basically, there's a cave up in the mountain as well, about a quarter of the way up. That I had recorded some content with the boys previously, but there's nothing that we could salvage, so that was just a wash. Whatever. I've been wanting to, and I have all the shit set aside. I've been wanting to do a hotbox video up in this cave up on the mountain because I think that'd be a sick video. Again, I already have the idea of the thumbnail. I know what I want to do, all that, yada, yada, yada. So it's just been a matter of me doing it and weather, time, schedules. So I'm going up. It's hot as fuck. I get up there. Now it's cold, wet, rainy. So then I'm going back down. And then when I get to the spot to pull off, it's like get to the cave, it's probably 90 something, if not 100 still. It's still hot as fuck. So I went from being drenched, cold, and wet at the top of the mountain to about 20 ish minutes later, towards the bottom of the mountain, it's hot as fucking balls. And at this point, I had something to do at like 4 or 5, and it was about 2:30. So I was like, I just honestly did not feel like getting out, lugging all this stuff, doing that, setting that up, zooming home. Like I wasn't feeling it. So I could have done both the podcast and a WeedTube video on Friday, but just the weather and me just weren't feeling it. Didn't really hit. That's another thing that I've been doing a lot recently with my mom, which I've been loving, is that we've been seeing some movies. So the first one was we went and saw Wolverine and Deadpool. Magnifique. That is a great fucking movie. If you still have the chance to go see that movie in theaters, go to the theaters right fucking now. Stop this. Go watch that movie. Come back. Tell me in the comments how much you love that movie. Amazing fucking movie. I won't get into it. I won't spoil anything, but it is. I watched the other Deadpools in preparation because I'd only seen the first one when it came out back in 2016, and maybe bits and pieces of the second one. But I sat down, watched the first two on stream, twitch.tv/eelsauce, link in the description as well. Watched the first two on stream, then cheap theaters. It was like $6, $6.50 or something like that per ticket. So that was awesome. Went, saw that with my mom. Great fucking movie. And then recently, I think it was, last week, Thursday. Yes, Thursday, because it was the one day I had off. I went and saw Aliens Romulus. Or no, it wasn't Thursday. It was supposed to be Thursday, but then my custer ass, I bought tickets that I thought were at the north side of town, checked the address, or more specifically, show started at 7:30. We're on the north side, 20 something minutes away from the house right now. At 7:20, show starts at 7:30. And mom's like, "Are you sure? Check the address." I'm like, "It's at blah 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 blah." And my mom's like, "That's the complete opposite direction, like 30 minutes away, my guy." I was like, "Well, if we go like right now, we'll miss like the ads and maybe like the first few minutes, but we can do it." And she was already slumped because we went and got sushi with Cargo and his fiance. Got some delicious fucking sushi, but our plan worked a little too effectively because the game plan was grub out on some sushi, then go see a movie. That way, we won't have the munchies and be able to enjoy the movie. We did a little too good. Ended up getting a kush coma. Well, not kush coma. Sorry, a food coma because yeah, my mom was fucking. I ate her leftovers because she was so just full, and it's crazy because she just had like brown rice with like veggies in it, and then like salmon, like a barbecue salmon or whatever, and it was good. It was good stuff. But it was really like fish and rice. So we ended up not seeing the movie that time. Took the L, it was like $30 just because all the stupid fees and shit. Like the actual tickets themselves was like 10 and some change, which wasn't bad. But yeah, I took the L on that, and then mom was like, "I'll just pay you back, and why don't we go some other day?" So then I believe he went Friday. Yeah, I think it was Friday. All the days blur now, honestly. Working so continuously and not having a set schedule or time off, shit blurs. I don't know if like did this happen fucking this time, blah. So I think it was the next day afterwards we went and saw at the normal theater we go to. Went and saw Aliens Romulus. That one might have to almost definitely have to rewatch it again, watch it at home. I wanted to make sure because it definitely was a kind of movie. Some movies, in my personal, unprofessional, professional opinion, I think some movies are better in the theater than at home. Don't get me wrong, I love watching movies at home and whatever the fuck. I mean, I made a whole section on my streams in the Discord just for when I watch movies on streams. And there'll be people coming in the Discord or people coming in the stream and be like, "What movie are we watching tonight? E? We got a movie on the menu." So we've been watching movies. I love watching movies, but there's something about going to a theater, especially for certain movies, that it just you can't unless you got a baller ass at home surround sound setup with a bitchin' big old thing and fucking whatever the fuck. You just really can't replicate what the theater has. And I guess one good side thing from the pandemic, or one of the few good side things of the pandemic, at least for our personal theaters that we go to, the chain that we go to, they got fucking revamped. I don't know if it's competition because there's another company which I would say does a more premium version of what the theaters were doing, but they took it an extra step to where you basically get waited on, but you're at a theater. So they had super nice fucking seats that recline. They have menus, they have drinks, they have food that's beyond just like popcorn and candy and shit. Like it's pretty much what I worked, but in actual theater. So like big box office movie theater, see the newest movie, kick your feet up, order some food. Somebody's like, "How can I help you? What can I get for you?" And they whatever, right? So I think partially to compete with them and also the pandemic and just getting people to come back to the theaters in general, they beefed up the theaters. They're fucking nice, bro. All the chairs, because we sit in the very back, in the middle. All of the seats, every row, are really nice, comfortable. Have the little button you press, legs lift up. Like they up their shit for sure. And we're seeing $6 matinees, $10 matinees. Like we're not big balling out here, and we're just going to the theaters, and it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I saw Romulus. I'll have to watch that one again. First impressions, first rip, first watch. Slow burner, 6 out of 10. It for the Alien franchise, at least the first time around, kind of underwhelming. But like I said, it's probably just because it's a slow burn. So I'll have to rewatch it. I'm sure it's one of those where, oh, I didn't see that the first time. Oh, I didn't notice that the first time. Oh, ooh. So, but first rip, first watch, first playthrough, kinda. mm, I'm not mad. I had a good time. It was fun, watching stuff with Ma. Um, it was a good time, but it was a little lackluster. It left, especially for being in the Aliens franchise, it left a little bit more to be desired. I don't think or necessarily remember them cheesily setting it up to be like a sequel, even though it's a prequel thing. So I'm not sure if there will be more events from this point in time in the universe, but it was good. I'd encourage you to go see it if you are interested in seeing it. If not, just wait till it comes on streaming service at home. But uh, yeah, it was all right. But yeah, that's another thing we're doing. Just seeing movies with Ma. And I guess another thing that you guys can't really tell, but on the equipment side, we upgraded a whole bunch of stuff. And by upgraded, I mean just went to the first step. So previously, I don't have it on that packets in there. So previously, everything that has been recorded on this channel and has been for like the weed tube, all everything has been recorded on this iPhone 8, but also a cute little like $5, like this fucking big little tripod bendy leg thing that I literally got in Joann's out the door. Like, you know how they line shit up? Like, they got me, but they'll line up knickknacks, candy, patty wax, give a dog a bones, all that bullshit as you're waiting to check out. They got me. They had a little shitter tripod. It was like $5. I was like, all right. Got the little shitter tripod. That's what I've been using for the longest time to record. Then most recently, when I went into the mountain with the boys, it was just the angles and stuff were kind of wonky, and it was pretty funny trying to set up like a 7 inch tripod and like work with the different angles, whatever, like outside. Because here at home, it's one thing. Like I literally have a 7 drawer little plastic like bin thingy, right? Like 3 big tubs and then 4 little smaller ones on top with 3 books stacked up, then the tripod. That's the perspective of what you guys see here. Now, you guys are on a fully telescoping tripod with 3 fucking legs, fancy as hell, and it has this little fucking button, which I didn't even know this technology existed. It's got this little remote, this little button. I'm not going to press it now, well, at the end, obviously, but it's to fucking record with. So it's Bluetooth connected to the phone, and then I press the button, and it either takes a picture or I press a button and it records depending on what mode you're on with your fucking phone camera. I don't know why. I maybe because it's something I was never in this realm of my thinking of before, but I never thought about this kind of device. And then somebody was, I think it was like Target or somebody was like, bro, how do you think all these people like take these selfies of each other or of themselves, but without, seeing a camera or them using a mirror or whatever the fuck? And I was like, I don't know. I thought there was my caveman brain. I was like, bro, I thought it was just somebody else that's behind the thing, just holding it, taking a picture. I didn't think it's a tripod, cheeky little remote, hide the remote, ching, and then take the picture, and then boom, it's a picture, right? So we have that technology now where I can stop it and start it with a little click of a button. That's fire. And then I also got upgraded the lapel mic. So now we have 2 lapels. It's a 2-in-1. So right now, obviously, and what we've been rocking with the whole time is one lapel mic, Bluetooth plugged into the phone. And you saw with previous episodes with guests and shit like that, it's kind of like a talking stick situation, having to like put the mic in front of everybody. So now we upgraded, same concept, different company, same concept though, except now it's 2 lapels that work at the same time. So now I officially have a mic for when we have guests or other people on, and that's the other kind of exciting thing that we've worked on. So yeah, we've upgraded ever so slightly, but still exponentially. The next upgrade will be a camera, recording equipment for that. Who knows? We might. You know what? I know exactly what. I'm gonna ball out. I'm gonna be a little bit of a sweat ball. I'm gonna get a mid-range smartphone that has a really good camera, use that in some way for not only the streaming, but then have that become the new camera. Because there's nothing necessarily wrong with the iPhone 8. It's been working wonders. Thank you, Crystal. Shout out Crystal for, hooking me up. Because without her, I'd probably be recording on my own personal phone. Like I did a few WeTubes doing that, and the first few episodes of the podcast are on my webcam, but yeah, that's just not what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I don't know why I just now realized that, but yeah, the phone that I'm gonna get to do the IRL streaming, mobile streaming with, I'll also use for this, so I can record not just on the iPhone 8. Because I'm pretty sure both things I got should be universal. Actually, let me check. Ooh, I think the 2 should also be universal. Let's see. Or is it just for iPhone? Okay, it looks like it might just be for iPhone, but I might buy a shitter iPhone. Um, I haven't really looked into it that crazily so far. Okay, see, now I'm just getting sweaty with it. I'm just seeing if there's a conversion cable. I think there is, actually. I think there is a cable that I can use for USB-C instead of Lightning. Oh my god, my back hurts. Holy shit. We're at $1.04, $1.05 already? Oh my god. Ooh, that's spicy. Fucking A, this is gonna be fun going to sleep tonight. Oh man, my back. No! Wow, I'm a fucking big brain. That is just hollow. The fucking the styrofoam here comes out, and I just picked up the microphones in it. They both dropped down. Oh my god, holy shit. Whew. It's okay though. We're almost done. We're almost out of here. That's not how that goes. What the fuck? Okay. I went. You know me. I always do the most. Can this? What is your? Where are you coming from? There we go. There we go. Ooh. Whew. Yeah, that's what we've been up to as of late. Um, Nothing, like I said twice already, nothing too crazy. A lot of the same old, same old. A little bit of the new. This weekend, probably after grade A, because it'll be on Sunday. So we'll see if I have Monday off, because I can't remember if I took that off or not. But depending on what the schedule is, I'll most definitely record a podcast after grade A, talk about that, talk about how the weekend went, all that good fun stuff. Then I do plan, since I have at least Friday, Saturday off that I know of from this week's schedule. I'm going to do it probably a 24-hour stream, because I think I expressed in my last video, maybe not, but I was kind of bummed out that I didn't get to celebrate or do as much to celebrate the 200-day stream like I wanted to. You know, I've done 30, 60, 90, 180. I don't know, something like 200, maybe because it's 200. It just would have been nice to do more, but I honestly, my schedule's been so all over the place everywhere as of late that I hadn't been able. I haven't had 2 days off or whatever in a row to be able to start like when I get off work and then crush like a whole other day and then pass the fuck out and then have another day to recover. I haven't had one of those in a minute. So this weekend, I'm thinking about busting out at least, well, not at least, but at least a 12, if not a 24. I want to do a double Dutch, if not like a 24. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll most definitely do at least a double digit stream 10, 11, 12. But like I said, pushing for 24. We'll have to see how the schedule is. I know my mom, she's going somewhere, flying out on Friday afternoon, like 3. And then I'm going to go potentially with the boys to a pool place. Allegedly, it's like an Irish pub bar. I guess they have a free pool. So I don't know if you have to buy shit, like get drinks or whatever, or you can just kind of walk in, use the shit, walk out. We'll see. But depending on how long that is and what that's like, might rip from Friday. Like, let's say it's Friday at, or no, I don't know. Maybe we'll just do a 12er, because the concert's on Sunday night. But I'm gonna leave because it's up in the big city. I'm gonna leave like, because we talked about it before last year. I'm not gonna go into it again, but I fucked up the timing exponentially and ended up missing like a good portion of grade A last year. Missed some artists I did want to see, and then missed some artists I didn't give a shit about, and then also had to watch artists that I didn't want to see. So this year, to avoid all that bullshit, even though it starts at 6, my ass is going to be up there in the big city by like 3 p.m. So I'll be up there. No excuses, no lag, no nothing. I'll figure out where the venue's at, how to get in, parking, all that good fun stuff. Yeah, get that banged out. So I'll most definitely record, make a video out of that, maybe even like a weed tube video, or maybe just a vlog, and then have a little bit of weed in the vlog, and maybe that'll be the weed tube video. Like I said, we're still figuring stuff out. We're still, last year I was in a different kind of headspace, but I wish I recorded more and was more present for that experience because I feel like part of me did hold me back from fully enjoying or having as much fun. But at the same time, there were kind of other expectations and things set that were just disappointed or weren't met that also led to the schmeh kind of feeling. But this year, I'm excited going into it. Um, yeah, get paid tomorrow, so I'll have some money saved up to maybe get some merch or something. Who knows? I didn't even do that last year. I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm out of here. um, let's see. We're at like 105 before. Perfect. It's like 11:05 right now. That's actually perfect. I'm gonna end a couple minutes anyway. That's perfect, actually. Yeah, fuck it. We'll end it off here. I was gonna do a little bit of reading, but lo and behold, who would have thought the yapatry took up the whole video? But if you guys made it this far, fuck, comment. Do just say hi. Say hi in the comments. Maybe the wave emoji. Just hi. Hi. Type hi. Wave emoji because it's been a minute. But I appreciate y'all and I thank y'all for being tuned in as always. Like I previously mentioned, go check out the sponsor Debbie. Helping them helps out me for the next few days at least. You'll have code 20% off through the link. So go check it out if you want. And yeah, we'll be live after this. Also, when it's uploaded tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll also be live Wednesday night. So you obviously won't catch this stream because it's happening right now, and this will be in the future. This will be the past. But I appreciate y'all. We'll be live and alive, and I will see you guys shortly. All right. And then we're cool now. Ready?